Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex, Senior Account Executive at GDMFX. This is today's European session outlook. In the North American markets, the dollar finished Friday's session with a weekly loss against the yen and the euro, snapping 2 weeks of gains after China's central bank announced a major policy shift that destabilized emerging market currencies and supported some of the dollar's industrialized rivals. Capacity utilization for July came out as expected at 78%. Industrial production month-on-month 0.3% better than expected at 0.6%. And producer price index month-on-month and year-on-year both came out 0.1% better than expected. The Dow was up 8 points, Nasdaq 15 points, and the Dixie was up to 96.62 from 96.41. There was sideways movement in all the currency pairs of the USD, and today we'll be expecting the NAHB housing market index for August. In the EU markets, we had the German GDP year-on-year come out 1.6%, which is 0.1% better than expected, and quarter-on-quarter 0.1% worse than expected. The EU GDP year-on-year came out 0.1% worse than expected, and quarter-on-quarter as well. The EU CPI came out as expected, and month-on-month 0.6% worse than expected. The French GDP year-on-year came out 0.1% better than expected. Eurozone finance ministers have agreed to lend Greece up to 86 billion euros after Greek lawmakers accepted their stiff conditions despite a revolt by supporters of leftist Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras. Assuming approval by the German and other parliaments, 13 billion euros should be in Athens next week, Thursday, to pay pressing bills, and a further 10 billion will be set aside at the European Stability Mechanism, earmarked to bolster Greek banks' capital. And all Eurozone governments will lend 26 billion euros in a first tranche of bailout before reviewing Greece's details. DAX 30, 480 points down for the whole week. CAC 40, 220 points down for the week. Investors will be looking forward to today's news, which is the Swiss retail sales, the EU trade balance, and the German Bundesbank monthly report. In the UK, basically not much happened in the UK markets on Friday, but we will be looking forward to tomorrow morning's quite major news. It's the consumer price index, which could move the pound. A large number of investors have a bullish sentiment for the reports tomorrow. The pound is up about 60 pips since Friday's session. Onto Asian markets, the Japanese stocks rose following a gain in US equities as a report showed Japan's economy contracted last quarter by less than economists' forecast. Japan's GDP shrank 1.6% on an annualized basis in the April-June quarter. The Nikkei 225 had a range of 145 points. It's 94 up on Friday and is going sideways today. Tuesday morning we can expect the Japanese exports, imports, and merchandise trade balance. And as well from Australia we'll have the Royal Bank of Australia's meetings minutes. And the last section is commodities. Oil resumed its decline as Iran said OPEC production may hit a record after sanctions on the country are lifted, and as U.S. drilling activity sustained its increase. The U.S. agreed to allow some crude to flow to Mexico in the latest step toward easing a 40-year ban on most domestic exports. Gold ended sideways Friday. It's at 1,117 now. Silver went down 15 cents to 15.24. Crude is currently at 41.90 now. And natural gas opened with a gap of nearly 4 cents down. Thank you, everybody. This was today's European Session Outlook, and until next time, goodbye.